Hey, what's going on, guys? Hex here, back again today with a brand new video once again. So, looking at today's video and topic of today's video, I gotta say, this episode was most definitely one of the weirdest that we've gotten so far to date. Was it bad? No, I actually really enjoyed it. But following all the cutscenes, the cutting back and forth, is something that I've learned more about actually this year in school since I've been majoring in TV production, radio, and also new media, which is social media, digital media. I've learned how sometimes they'll do those kind of things in order to fit in the context, fit in everything, make sure they're telling multiple storylines that are happening underneath one single event. So it's a good way to really make sure you cover everything. Sometimes it's not the best way, but sometimes it's the only way. There's a business to this. Life is ran by the business side of things. That's just how it is, regardless of whether we like that and or dislike that. So looking at the episode that we had today, Dorsey really was the character that stole today's show. I think that's just what we need to get out of the way first. It's the most important thing. We get characterization, we get background information, right? We find out why Dorsey is who she is. So finding out that Dorsey is from basically a program that selects kids that are orphans and brings them there because they have what seems to be talent and or ability, potentially bringing them there just to have them fight amongst each other and find out who is the cream of the crop in order to send them away to the tower, because we all know in order to climb the tower, you got to be one of the strongest. We all know in order to be a princess, you got to be strong. And we see that Dorsey takes great pride in climbing to the top. She thinks climbing to the top is all there is. If you want something, you got to go and take it. And by taking it, well, that means getting stronger. That means doing what you have to do. That means stepping on people. And Bam was against that. And we're gonna find out that Dorsey and Bam really aren't that much different. I think Dorsey actually helped Bam. It made him step up. We'll get into that in a second. But he had to pick or choose, and he chose to fight instead of falling, right? Instead of just sitting there. He doesn't have a sword, but he's still going to fight. He's learning how to use other abilities. Bam is going to be fine, but we'll get into that in a second. But Dorsey really saying, hey, at one point, it's going to get worse. Like, you understand, Bam, that the more you pass these levels, the more is to come. And you've seen what we've gotten through like the first 5-6 levels. What do you think is going to be for the next 20, 30 levels, Bam? What do you think? What do you think is going to happen? History will repeat itself. That only the strong survive. And that's even what Ho, kind of reiterated. So looking at what else Dorsey also did say, though, she said this is a competition at the end of the day, and she's very right. Like, you need to understand, even if you form relationships, you guys will be or friendships, you guys will be put against each other at some point in time, and it may be to the death. We've seen what they make us do here. It's not always sunshine and rainbows. And we saw what the red-haired ranker did in, level 1. Yeah. So when it comes to actually what's going to happen and or what isn't going to happen with the show, we can't predict it, and neither can Bam. And that's really kind of what Dorsey's kind of harping on. She's saying, hey, look, the more you go on, the more stuff like this you're going to see. And the biggest thing I actually had whenever I actually saw this episode originally and or the past few episodes was, hey, if they keep getting closer together, what the hell do they do? The Thief Girl said it best last episode. I can't kill those other ones. I can't kill the people that sit at that table with us. I don't care what they do. I can't do it. I formed a relationship with them. I've gotten to know them a little bit. I've gotten to understand them a little bit better. And I love that because it creates a drama, among the characters, not just a drama within the narrative. It's using its characters to tell a side story outside of just telling the main one. It's saying, hey, how about we give you 10 really good characters, which is where this is heading. I mean, Dorsey's turned into a good character. Anak's daughter, which I'm not sure what her real name is, turned into a good character. We see Khun, who's gotten a great background, info dump. So these characters keep coming and or are already here, but they keep getting added context to why they're there, the circumstances. The personalities are awesome if they haven't gotten, characterization yet. The clown guy, he's always making things, interesting in the background. He's not just following orders. He's smart. He's an independent character. He's not just someone who's supposed to follow the narrative in order for the narrative to be told. He's going to help tell the narrative through his actions. I love characters that contribute to the story. I love this. It's hard to find 5 good characters in a single show. This show seems as if, well, one, it already has a few. It already has about 4. Now it's just really trying to add in more, and I see that growing on the screen. And if season 1 is doing this much with this, to this many different characters, I wonder what would happen after season 2. So there's a lot of things that could really happen with this show, and I'm super excited to see that. But hopping into another thing that Dorsey did say, she said, hey, Bam, no matter what it is, you can't hold on to everything in your life. Good people that have everything will still lose something. Bad, people who have nothing will still lose a little bit of what they have. The day will come where you have to give up what you care about, and that one really hit home with me. I look at my grandmother who raised me since I was 1, who is my mother, right? In a sense, right? She passed away 9-10 months ago. I didn't want to let go of that. I was going through anxiety. I was going through all these things that I didn't say on camera, and still I don't think I have said on camera, like almost getting admitted to the hospital because of it. There's these valuable things that we need to prepare ourselves to lose. No, not prepare ourselves, because you shouldn't be thinking about that. We need to understand. We need to evaluate. We need to think about those things. Prepare for them mentally, but don't constantly think about them or dwell on them. But that's a whole nother side now. I just kind of went on a tangent there. I apologize. But that still does, some of that still plays into what I was about to say. Expect to lose things. Lives will be lost the more you climb this tower. And I just really want to end that, whole Dorsey thing there. But that carries weight. That's important. That's helping Bam make a decision, which he did end up making. He fought. He stood up. He fought. That's huge. That's more confidence than he's ever shown us throughout this whole series. When has Bam ever fought anyone in any of these episodes? It progresses the show directly through words, it builds up the characters directly through words. It builds up the characters indirectly. I love it. I love what the show's doing. I think it's building everything up the way it should. And I think that the fact that Bam is able to master a ranker's technique in 5 minutes, that is scary. Something's up with him. Why is he able to learn so fast whenever he understands none of the concepts of Shinsu? What? I don't understand. I'm interested, though. I'm extremely interested. And does the blonde-haired guy know something? Looks like it. That camera angle after the note was shown makes it seem like it. Makes it seem like he knows the clown guy's lying. There is someone that's kind of odd. There is a monster among us. He said it himself. The clown character in the show, which I can't remember, which I think is Ral, but I'll have that ironed out for next video. Don't worry. But something's up. We know something's up. He knows something's up. And he's trying to take care of the issue, which is Bam. Of course, that's why he had Ho go after Bam, right? So, but no, moving on to the last part of the video, Ho actually did have a really rough time. I see why he did. Isolation, losing the things he couldn't protect. Ho basically gave up on himself. And I can understand why. Even if Ho is supposed to be the strongest, which I feel like the show kind of implies that he was the strongest person in his village, and he came back after going to do something, and he was supposed to be the one that protected everybody. He is probably a big fish in a very small pond, and he did truly care about these people, and these people truly did care about him, and it was a genuine, real relationship. But it got torn from him because they were used as, well, we saw what they were used for in episode 7, right? They took their horns. Men came, beat them down, took their horns, and yeah. So that weight of that on his shoulders, and still seeing someone of his level being able to get stronger like that, but he can't get stronger like that, even though he knows more about Shinsu and other stuff than the weakling does. The weakling stays weak is his mindset. And it's the cards he's been dealt because he got in his own way through that isolation, through that suffering, through that despair, through that thought of, hey, I was supposed to protect them, but I couldn't do nothing because I'm weak. I was never strong. It's really, the whole I was never strong was also a thing in there, and I can't get stronger. To me, the way I interpreted Ho's character was the strong stay strong. The stronger are naturally blessed. And if you really look at it, how hard did Ho work? Ho gave up early. Ho got frustrated early. And that's kind of what the cat girl, or excuse me, not the cat girl, but the thief is kind of saying to him. If you die, your journey ends there and nothing changes. You're still the same person. And that's why she's saying, you know, it's crazy. Whenever we get things taken from us, but yet whenever we go to take things, people look. But whenever other people take things, everyone turns a blind eye. And I think that's still speaking to the weaklings and the strong and the whole fact how she got, went to take things on that boat. Her crew got killed. But whenever those people on the boat were taking things, no one did anything to them. And I like all that. I love all the hidden messages and or underlying messages, overarching messages, whichever one way you want to refer to it as. Since it was indirect, I would say it was underlying kind of messages throughout the episode. But I think that's a lot of realism in this show. I think I love how fictional settings and fictional stories can tell a real compelling, real life message. I like how these shows can hold that, and I think this show does that. I think this show has awesome characters. I think the show is progressing its story at a very realistic, with very realistic progression. I think the show is progressing its characters with very realistic progression, and that's huge because realistic progression in characters is even harder than probably even progressing in anime. A storyline at the right pace at times. So other than that, though, guys, that's really all I had today. Did I do a video last week? I don't know, but new setup. I hope you guys do enjoy this. The table is back, the one from about 10 episodes. People really love that setup when I had that downstairs. I'm upstairs now. So more stuff just coming to the setup eventually. When? I don't know, so don't ask. Because I don't have a clue. But we'll end up doing a little something here to make things even better. So, yeah, as always, guys, be sure to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter X25. See you guys next time. Peace. Thanks for watching, guy.